We are so busy with life nowadays. Whether it be with family, friends, or work, we are always running in a million different directions. I can't deny it. I'm guilty of throwing things wherever they land and maybe putting it back when I do my quarterly freak out clean. And at the end of the day, we're just all exhausted. But imagine if you could tell someone how you live your life day to day and they could come in and make your home functional to you. That's where Amy Bergman comes in, who is a Wellington local and a part of the NAPO, which is the National Association of Productivity and Organizing Professionals.
Amy, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of how you got to this point in your life where you started your own organizational business and how you kind of pulled your life skills into what your business is now?
Of course, I'd love to. So I really feel like everything that I have done has led me to this point. So previously I had worked for 20 years in the nonprofit world, kind of corporate America, management, where I supervised lots of people, and I got to have lots of different skills that I developed from that, whether it be speaking to large groups or training individuals or doing social media for what I did, and I loved what I did.
Yeah.
But I've always been really, really passionate about organizing. I've always loved it. But never formally did it. Of course, I did it for family and friends, more of a hobby.
Right.
And I decided to formalize that. I decided to get some real training, some certifications, and to really learn more about the industry, and then to use my background and my knowledge and my skills, and even going as far back as like business school, to then become an entrepreneur and to start my own business, which was a huge leap of faith and a little scary. But in the end, when you do what you love, as they say, it's never work. So yeah, that's kind of how I got here.
Yeah, that's awesome. And how long have you lived in Wellington?
I have lived in Wellington since '95. So for a while, and we love it here. Yeah, it's a great hometown.
Okay, so can you give me some of the staples that you use when organizing? Now, I know every client obviously is different and everybody requires different things, but what are the staples that you find you use most often?
Yes, so for me, I love to try to use what my clients already have.
Right.
So that way, we're reusing things and not just buying and accumulating more stuff. And also the cost is then low. So if it makes sense and they have things that we can use for certain purposes, absolutely. And then sometimes we do have to buy certain product to help us keep things tidy. And all of that, of course, comes after you've already decluttered, because we can't organize until we've decluttered. But I have a couple of things here that I love to use, and I can tell you why. Not particularly any brands per se, but in general, a velvet slim hanger is great, because number one, if you uniform all the hangers in a space, immediately you're upgrading the space, and visually it is better. Secondly, the slim line is pretty much taking this much amount of clothing and bringing it to this amount of clothing, even if you don't get rid of one piece of clothing. So I do like the velvet slimline hangers. You can get them anywhere. You can buy them in bulk, you can buy them online, you can buy them in person. You can get them in any color of the rainbow. These are the regular ones. There are also child size hangers. I love those, not just for kids' rooms. I love them for jeans and pants. Because then it only comes out so far. It's a much smaller profile in a closet, and then your pants don't slide on the hanger. So I love those. I love a clear bin. I love to be able to see what's inside the bin. I love using a label on the outside that tells you, even though you can see it, it's visually you're reading it, so it's a double whammy. But very cautiously, not just any bin. I like the bins that have a 90-degree angle, not that cut in, not that are rounded, so that side by side, these are going to maximize the space on a shelf or wherever this is going. So clear bins, wherever you get them. Next, I love a good cord tamer. This little guy, you peel and you stick onto any surface and you put your phone cord through it. So on a nightstand or on a desk where the cords aren't always falling behind, it feeds through your cords. I love these little guys, and they can come, you can do 5 at a time, 1 at a time. Really, really great. Love those. And And then my final, I guess if I had to choose, is I love a Lazy Susan of any
Yes.
kind. Lazy Susans are great for deep situations so that you can put things that
Right.
you can spin it around under a sink.
Right.
Deep pantry shelves.
Yep.
Lots of beautiful big homes have
Yes.
these beautiful big cabinets, but really and
Right.
truly
You
everything
can't
just
reach
gets pushed to the
everything.
back. So Lazy's all very inexpensive,
Yeah.
to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So these are just some of my favorite things. Yeah.
Awesome. Can you tell me your top 4 favorite maybe tips, tricks, or something that you think everybody should know when maybe trying to get over that overwhelming factor of like, okay, I need to sit down, declutter, organize, whatever the case may be?
So many things.
I know.
I know. Okay, here we go. 15-minute game.
Okay.
Set a timer for 15 minutes. Literally grab a bag, an empty grocery bag, whatever, and take a room and walk around the room and just fill the bag with things that really belong somewhere else in the house.
Okay.
15 minutes. You'll
That's
be
good.
shocked
Yeah.
at how much you can accomplish in 15 minutes,
Yeah.
because usually we're procrastinating things because we think we don't have time to do them.
Correct.
But if you actually look at the amount of time it would take to just take care of it,
Right.
it's not that much time at all. So that is one little hack that I like to say. Something else I like to say is to start small, because you can get very much overwhelmed by the, I need to organize my entire bedroom.
Yeah.
Start small. Just do your nightstand.
Right.
Right? And then once you have one little small area done, you can have an accomplishment and feel good about it.
Right.
And then feel empowered to move on to the next
Exactly.
space. So I would say to start small. The other thing I would say, most of everything with decluttering and organizing is about habits and
Right.
habit forming. So if you can keep in your mind certain like mantras and things that you say to
Right.
yourself, don't put it down, just put it away,
Right.
is really important. And establishing a home for things. Most things are getting cluttered or disorganized because nobody assigned a home
Right, where
for
it
that.
typically goes.
Yeah. So if you can do that in your home, it'll be easier for you and
Right.
everyone who lives there
Right.
to maintain, because it is a group effort. It's not
Yes.
just one person's job
Yes.
to keep a house tidy. It really is everyone, and the systems have to work for everyone who
Right.
lives there,
Yeah,
right?
of course.
So I think those are kind of like my faves.
Okay. Awesome.
So whether you're overwhelmed by piles of paper, struggling with a cluttered closet, or just looking to simplify and create systems that work for you, Amy is here to help.